So yeah, so let's get into round two. Round two, I was playing Angelina Lee, who was like a 14-year-old girl and rated 996. And another thing that I learned, I lost this game. Another thing that I learned from this game was not only, again, no, it was this weekend. It was this weekend. Last weekend, sorry. I had, yeah, all 4 games. Another thing that I learned was I need to play my game on my timeline. She was moving like it was a 10-minute rapid game. I mean, she blitzed through the opening. It was making me move fast. It was making me nervous. She was looking bored and kind of distracted, which made me feel nervous. And I let this stuff get in my head. And then on top of that, I was being like upset that I didn't follow my instincts last time. So I was pretty frustrated because I play the Italian all the time, and we went into an Italian. I had the white pieces. And I did not play the Italian like I always play the Italian. I did so many things differently than I ever do in a real game. Because I was stressed that she was moving quickly, and I was like thinking I had to be sneaky or do something differently, or just not understanding the importance of playing properly. So it started out pretty simply. I don't know why I don't have any sound now, all of a sudden. There we go. Okay. Started out pretty normal. She played the knight f6, and I just, played a slow line, right? Her bishop e7 kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm not used to seeing bishop e7. I'm used to seeing, bishop c5. That's the most standard result. And usually when I face this position, what I do is I push. And I push for a good reason, right? If he takes here, I can take. If he takes, right, I can take. There's a lot of things I can do. If he goes here, then we do this, and he'll probably take back. We castle, and we go into like a normal endgame. The other thing that I do is I will castle, right? Or I will play my own bishop e3, right, to counteract this, right? So this is now covered because I hate when this pawn gets pinned. I played the most passive of the things that I could have played, which was kind of disappointing. So then I see a pretty standard move. So I was like, okay, cool, d6. And what I do in my games, because I really fucking hate this pin. I really just do. I really hate this pin. Is I usually play h3, even though I know that h3 is not the best move. I know it's an inaccuracy. The other thing I do is I just push. I just push the pawn. And I push the pawn because, even if I push the pawn and they go here, here, I can either push this way or I can go this way. And there's a bunch of things that I can do, right? Yeah, because if I go here, and they take, right? I can take, and then I can get out of this pin. But instead of doing any of the things that I normally do, I decided to just play rook e1, which is not a move that I ever play unless we're in like this situation. Sometimes I'll play rook e1. Like, they'll go like this, I'll go like this, they'll castle, and I'll go rook e1 to prepare this push. right? So that, you know, when they do like something like this, or they bring this out, whatever, right? I can go like this, that kind of thing. Obviously, I wouldn't do that because I would hang a piece, but you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, so I go rook e1 for no reason. And then where's rook e1? Oh, that's the wrong rook e1. I go rook e1 twice. Amazing. Okay. She goes, and it's not terrible. It's just not what I play. And so the thing was, it put me in a really bad position because I felt uncomfortable. And so I play this move, which isn't the best move. Technically, h3 is like the correct move, and that's like to avoid this, right? I can go all the way back here. But I was like, let's start kind of an attack. Let's like start moving a little bit, and I can come back this way, right? And it makes sense. You go here and you go here, like, right? You can go like this. You can go like this. You can start threatening things, right? At this point, though, I was getting agitated because she was going really, really, really fast, and I was not playing right. The problem with, you know, doing this, and what I've done now is because I usually will play this. I'll play this move. Typically, how I handle this is I play this move, and so if they go like this, I check. They go like this, and I just go back. And if they go like this, I just come in here. That's usually how I play it, right? This might not be the best position, but it's even. I'm winning, right? Slightly, and I'm comfortable with it. That's the most important part. Her rating was 996. Now, granted, she won 3 of her games, and she was the lowest rated person there, so she was probably underrated. But you know, either way, this is what I'm familiar with. Instead, because I played here, we created this situation where she jumped her knight in, which is the best move, obviously, putting double pressure. And I responded correctly, so I was happy with that, right? So it was like, okay, cool, takes, no big deal. I'm not getting rid of the pin, but that's life. She castles. And at this point, there was like so many things I could have done. I feel like, you know, again, pushing this pawn is obviously up there. C3 wasn't bad, but I did force him to move. I wanted him out of there. He went, I took. Okay. So then she lines up her bishop and her queen, connects her rooks. Not a great move, not a terrible move. It's fine, no big deal. And I do this, which is, again, not the worst move that I could have done, but just like so dumb because I'm so worried about this fucking pin. I'm so stressed about this pin for like no reason. What I would normally have done, what I normally do, is push, right? Because takes, and I have the center, and like, this is okay. This is fine. This is great. Anyway, I do this. It's fine. It's okay. I don't want to make a big deal about it. It's not like I lost it. What was the time on the move rook e3? You mean how long did I think about it, or how much time did I have? I was moving faster than I wanted to move because she was moving really fast. And that, again, that was one of the learning lessons. Just because they're moving fast doesn't mean I should move fast. I started thinking in my head like, oh my God, if she's moving this quickly and I get really far behind on clock, and we get to a late game and I don't have any time left, like, that's going to suck, which is really stupid. That's not the way to think about this. Basically, but still, even that being said, I was getting agitated and panicky. And I did end up in a position where I thought about this like way too long. I thought about it for like 3 or 4 minutes and still came up with Rookie 3, which was stupid. It was just stupid. Anyway, it's not that bad. This isn't game ending. We're still completely in this game. And I should have beaten this person, I think. I just like made a bunch of mistakes. So she did this, and I immediately was like, okay, she's going to push this pawn. And I'm like, okay, she's going to push that pawn. If I take, she's going to take. It's defended. It's defended. And I think about this for so long that I forget what's important. And I block it, my own escape exit. It was so painful. And as soon as she moved, I was like, what the fuck was I doing? No, technically, it still doesn't matter. Because I could have taken and taken and taken and taken. Oh, no, I couldn't. No, I couldn't. Because this pawn's gone. Yeah, no. It still was okay. It was okay, right? I took because I only had one. I love how it's a great move. I had one choice. There was no other move. I was losing a piece, right? So she was smart. I guess the reason this was a great move was because if she takes back, then I can go like this, right? And fork these two. Right? So she was smart. And she took the right piece. She took... she took here. Let me go back to the review because it's being weird. Okay, so she took there. First, I took back, which again was a really weird decision. I feel like there was multiple things I could have done in this position that were better than what I did. And this shows that there are, right? D6 is apparently the best move. I guess. I'm not even sure why, but it is. Not even sure why it's the best move. It just is. I was even considering this, which is a worse move, significantly, but it went through my head. But I ended up taking. They took. And then I was like, okay, I need to go here. That's my only real escape, right? She moved. And then I realized, okay, finally I got a chance to get my bishop out. Because this is coming and I'm fucked. So I did, and I got out. So I didn't lose a piece really stupidly. My chess.com rating is about 1,300. Yeah, it was a brain fart. It was so stupid. I'm 1308 right now. Win, oh boy. But this is an in-person tournament that I played. And it's my first in-person tournament. I'm going over some of the games that I had. So she does this, and still I'm in the game. Still I'm winning. We're still fine. Because I have my worst decisions yet to come. Even after all of this, even after this questionable decision, which makes us even again, and this, which gives me an opportunity to make this questionable decision, this allows me to get kind of back in the game. He moves. And I'm thinking, man, this is really scary. I hate this pin. We've talked about this before, that I like to go to c3. Now I have a great excuse to go c3. If I go c3 and she tries to clamp down, I go here, like, right? Like, okay, I can back off, but like now it's whatever. If I go here and they trade, I just take with my rook. If they go here and they take like this, I take back and they take and we're fine. And I'm like, I'm gonna win this pawn. I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I'm still over here now stuck. Again, cramped, got myself cramped, and did not do anything to get out of it. Also, keep in mind that this whole time I kept thinking, man, everything I want to do is thwarted by this goddamn knight. So I've been worried about this knight for a while now. So, plays that. I'm frustrated because, again, the knight here thwarted me again, because otherwise I could take, and it would have been fine, except the knight takes, right? She moves, and I'm like, let's just do this. Got it. Bingo. She goes here. And I suddenly get in my head, and I'm like, okay. Well, actually, not yet. I push here, because I'm like, now I can get rid of the pin. Good move. Turns out it wasn't the best move. But it was an okay move. It wasn't the worst move. But then she goes here, which is the obvious move, right? And I'm like, okay, I can move my rook over here, and it's kind of isolated and not doing anything. Or I can move my rook over here, and it's not really doing anything. Or I can move my rook here, and make the queen go all the way back. And that was the end of my calculation, because at this point we had lost... Yeah, I had so many ghosts in my head. It was insane. That was all I was thinking about, was like all of these ghosts. So, this game I was also extremely tired. So I make probably the worst move that I could have made of those options, which is this, because what I didn't calculate is when she goes back, this is taken now. This is taken. This is taken. That's taken. That, you know, that's that. So, yeah. That's what happened there. It was pretty brutal. And she proceeded to play the best move and move back. Not the best move, sorry. She proceeded to move back. Now, what this opened the door for, because it wasn't the best move, was this idea. Rook takes pawn, knight takes rook, queen takes, queen takes knight. Rook takes pawn, knight takes rook, queen takes knight. And I thought about this move for like 5 minutes. Because I was like, there's nowhere I can move my rook. And I thought, and I was like, I wish this guy would stop doing this. I thought about this move for the longest time. And I couldn't, for some reason, I didn't understand. I forgot my own ideas, which was this knight is thwarting everything that I'm doing. This is only an exchange. It's an exchange and a pawn. So I'm only down one. This pawn is going to fall, like unquestionably. Right? So now we're going to be even on material going into the endgame. And I panicked and did this. thinking maybe she won't see this. And then I'll be able to just like take this. And then I don't know. Or maybe I'll be able to, maybe she'll do something else and be scared and back up or something. Or like move off the thing. I had no idea. Maybe I'll be able to go like this and kick her off. I don't know. Anyway, at this point, she plays this move. Obviously the best move. Now I can still, it's not as strong, but I can still rook takes, knight takes, pawn takes. And after all this, she's up 0.9. Which, if she doesn't defend this well, it won't be that bad. There are plenty of ways for me to take this pawn. There. And get into a better position. Now, granted, I want to just be clear. Had I done this, we are dead even. And this was my instinct. Again, goes back to the idea that I needed to follow my instincts. My instincts were, this was the way to go. This was the right thing to do. I wouldn't be in that bad of a position. Now, I want to go back to what actually happened because it was atrocious. I do this. She does this. I do that. And my ridiculously stupid brain is like, they're going to take, and I'm going to take, and there's going to be an attack that miraculously appears. So many things were wrong with that understanding. So many things were wrong. Like, taking back at this point isn't even the best move. It wants me to take this way because I'm like putting myself in this terrible situation. So this is the beginning of the end. I took, he took there, she took there. I go down here. He goes there, I'm like, no, I'm not getting off. He goes there, I'm like, no, I'm not getting off of this place. Even though this is like the best move, I should be over here doing shit, right? Because then I can maybe like try and open up the position, like create some sort of threat. Nope, I don't. She lines up here, and I start thinking like, oh no, what's gonna happen? So I bring my rook up, which is astronomically dumb. Because when I bring my rook up, I open up this fork. And at this point, I found something that I was pretty happy with, which was, I'm going to go here. And if she takes my queen, I take her queen, and I have a rook on the 7th. It's not a great position, but there's some life. She took, so I took. So I was down in exchange. And the game was like, no, this is bad. Like, you should have just taken the queen back and let her take your queen, because then you take a piece. And you're still, like, somehow I didn't see that, like, if I took this and she takes here, I still take her piece. It's still just an exchange. But I get her queen off the board. And we're kind of alive. But not really. We're basically dead. Anyway, this is what happens. We can go through this game pretty quickly at this point because it's gross. And I resign. Could rook g7 save me a little? Where? Well, if she goes here and I go rook g7, How does that save me? She takes, I take? Where? Oh, I read the messages so late. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. This would lose an exchange. For sure. I could have just lost an exchange. But I didn't want to lose the exchange. So instead of losing the exchange and getting a pawn and having queen activity and having an option to take this pawn and being safe from any queen attacks, I lost the whole rook. So, lessons learned. Again, follow my instincts, because I had good instincts about what I should have done. I think I would have won this game in the end. She was going really fast. She wasn't thinking that hard. Yeah, it was a hard move, but I made an even stupider move, where I made a full-on sacrifice. Like, really, really dumb sacrifice. And like I said, I wanted to do this. I kept thinking here, I need to just take. That was my instinct. So, follow my instinct. And then the other thing is, don't play fast just because they're playing fast. That's fucking stupid. Like, that's really dumb. We do not have to play fast because they're playing fast. That is dumb. Okay. Lesson learned. That was game 2. I was pissed after game 2. I was fucking tilted. I was really glad that was the end of the day. I was so tired. I came home. I passed out at like 7:30. I was so tilted because I played so poorly. So poorly. But yeah, that's game 2.